What's up, church family? Welcome back to the Revivalist for Christ channel. If you can all let me know that you can see and hear me all right. This is actually the very first time I am using the platform that I got like a month ago. But I want to make sure that it is indeed live and that you guys can see and hear me all right. So let's check it out. I hope everybody is doing all right. I got quite the update for y'all. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. Yeah. We are live. All right. And now I think, let me open the chat, make sure that we are good here. Look at that. We got Rachel and Tove. All right, guys. Welcome to the chat. I just wanted to hop on and give an update. I have a very special guest today. Very special guest. We call him Bluey. I actually just made that up. We don't call him anything. Well, we do call them things, but we just can't say those on live stream. Anyway, so it's been quite a few days. Oh, where do I even start? First of all, I just want to thank everybody for their prayers. This stream was scheduled a few nights ago, and that day, there was a bit of an emergency that I've never experienced in my life, and I don't really know what to expect going forward, but basically, I am traveling for work. So I've been working at this bank, and I got to travel a week ago, 2 weeks ago. No, it would have been last week. Okay. So basically, I traveled to a branch that was in this college town to work at the bank that I work for at that location. And later that night, I actually got to have dinner with my boss's boss, as well as my boss's boss's boss. Boss's boss. Yes. So some higher ups in the company. And basically, I told them if they ever need anyone to travel for them, I'm their guy. Literally the next day, less than 24 hours later, I get a call asking me to come to Baltimore for 2 weeks and work at a branch out here. And so I said yes. I hopped at the opportunity. And so I flew out on Monday. And so the company paid for my flights, paid for the hotel that I'm currently in and everything. And I worked the first 2 days here. I can tell you all about Maryland later. That's anyway. Let's see here. Where are we in the chronology? I think it would have been Thursday morning. If today's Saturday, it would have been Thursday. Okay, so Thursday morning, woke up. So this is what is a little strange. I woke up at 4 a.m. with a very slight dull chest pain, like not very painful at all. Just like stress, anxiety, whatever it may be. And I like was tempted to Google. I was like, don't Google, it will tell you you're dying. So anyway, I fell back asleep, and then I woke up around 8 a.m. For work. And so about 8:15, I go to take a shower, and I go over to the sink area, and I start looking for some music to listen to. And all of a sudden, the only way I can describe it is if you can think about like anytime your foot has fallen asleep, and then when it wakes up, it's kind of got like that prickly, fuzzy feeling. I started feeling that in my chest. It wasn't painful. It was just very tingly. And I started feeling that in my chest. And then it grew out to my arms in the back of my scalp. And all of a sudden, it's so hard to mimic, especially since I can't use this arm. We'll get to that in a minute. But basically, my arms started like flailing as I was standing at the sink, and my head started rocking, and like my whole torso started shaking. And so my first thought was just get to the bed so I don't get hurt. So anyway, I had no idea what was going on at this point. I was thinking, like, is it a seizure? I've never had a seizure, so maybe if I get someplace comfortable before I lose consciousness. Is it a stroke? I'm too young for a stroke. So I'm like having all these thoughts, because I was like, is this a moment where it's just like a temporary episode, or am I actually dying right now? I had no idea. And then I collapsed to the ground. When I collapsed to the ground, I can't really show you guys all the cuts, nor do you guys want to see them, but I fractured my rotator cuff, so I actually cannot move this arm right now. It will be a little bit of time before I actually can. So I was just like on the ground convulsing, but I was fully conscious. I did not lose consciousness. And it was scary, but at the same time, I'm like having like my dialogue with God. I'm like, is this it, God? Like, is this the time that I'm like, is this it? Like, am I coming home? I definitely, the situation was scary, but like I really wasn't too disappointed if that were to be it. So what ended up happening, I was just like praying. I was like, please just let me get to my phone. If I can get to my phone, I can at least send a text, because I was having some trouble. I never screamed for help or anything, so I don't know if I was having trouble vocalizing or if I was just too scared that I didn't vocalize. But I figured if I text it, so I'm in a group chat with my boss and his boss. And so I figured if I can get to my phone, I can text them to call the ambulance, because they're the only people that would know my room number aside from me. And I got, despite, like, I couldn't even like make any type of grip. So I'm like trying to move like with my hand shaking, and it was more so going on the side. I think like me trying to get to the bed is what caused some of the cuts. And like the cuts are actually, it was the cuts last night that were really bothering me. It wasn't even so much the shoulder. So these cuts and scrapes are a little painful. But overall, I'm very blessed, because there's people that can't even use the limbs of their arm, nor is there anyone, or there's people that don't even have limbs. So I consider myself very blessed in that regard. So it was a very lonely moment in one sense, but like it's in those moments where it's like it's just you and God, you know. And I just had to trust that God would either take me home in that moment, and that was it. That was his will for my life, or he would get me to safety. And by his grace, I was able to get to my phone despite having no control over my limbs. Like, come on, God. Like, like God is good. So that I got to my phone, I texted my boss. I did not even have really good finger coordination. I want to see if I can pull up this text to show you guys kind of what the text was that I sent to that chat. I was able to call 911. The phone back there, when I picked it up, it didn't have a dial tone. I don't know. It's like everything I was trying was failing. So let's see here. Where was this text? You can kind of see like how hard it was for me to type. Okay, wait. So see, I don't want to show everything, but basically, let's see here. It says, oh, it's not really showing it, but it's like, it says merge, C, call 991, send to my hotel if I pass out. And then it was just kind of like, that started a whole spiral of events of like people like just, yeah, it was a disaster, a communication disaster, but I was able to get the help I needed. I got to the hospital. The hospital was absolutely amazing. Funny part about all this, the only time in my life I would lose complete control of my body. We got to sprinkle in the funny parts of this story too, because I just think it's so amusing. I was going to take a shower, guys. So this whole thing is happening while I'm naked. Yeah. Anyway, so EMT arrives. They help me get dressed. So I actually got my Revivalist for Christ hoodie. It's actually over there in my laundry. Maybe I'll go pick it up in a minute, because that's when I found out that I had cuts over me, because the blood started seeping through the sweatshirt. Because if you guys have seen it before, it's a white sweatshirt, or it is a white sweatshirt. But that, I was like, great, okay, so there, I'm also cut up. When I got to the hospital, hold on, let me grab something real quick. I have no idea what that avatar is. Okay, I'll take it. I guess that's the one that comes with my new platform. All right. So basically, the first thing that really caught their eyes, I don't know how to pronounce most of these words. That's why I had to grab this. Okay. So there's a heart enzyme that's called a troponin. The list of reasons why I was hospitalized were troponin levels were elevated, atypical chest pain, convulsions, fractured of humeral head, closed right initial encounter. I'm assuming that's just my rotator cuff. Near syncope, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because I was nowhere near passing out. I was fully conscious the whole time, and we'll get to that. But basically, so my troponin levels, your troponin, I guess, is supposed to be at 0.03. Mine was at 60. And so at first they thought it might have been a heart related issue. And I'm like, well, makes sense. Like, I definitely am horrible with what I consume, and I can own that. But so while I was there, guys, they did over 30 tests on me. I am actually going to, it was crazy. I had MRIs, CAT scans, like everything. At one point, the doctor didn't feel a pulse in my legs. I'm not sure why. Nothing was off with my legs. Everyone else felt the pulse, so I don't know why, but we did like a little sonogram of my legs too. I had so many tests done. I had an EEG done, EKG, basically every alphabet letter you can think about. I had it done. Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked Doki, but welcome, Doki. That's good to know. I can actually click this. Oh, but his comment, hair is getting long, Dora. Did you move to California? So fun fact, guys, this is how long my hair has always been. It's just always pulled back in a bun. Since I don't have both arms, I can't put it back in a bun. So you guys are probably going to be seeing some long hair for a while. But this is how long my hair has always been. When I started the channel, it was actually longer than this. I got it cut for my sister's wedding initially, and then I got it. I just keep getting it cut for work, but this is actually how long my hair normally is. So fun fact. But yeah, so basically with the troponin levels, they were thinking it could have been not a TMI. Oh my gosh. TMI. It's like, oh, TIA. It's kind of like a miniature stroke, or they were thinking some kind of heart episode. Good news with all that, they did every heart test you can possibly imagine, and my heart is fine. It's perfectly fine. So they are leaning more so to a neurological episode, likely a form of seizure that a person is conscious for. It's something along the lines of an atonic seizure or partial seizure. So it's a seizure where there's tonic seizures, which is the one where people are very familiar with. It's where you stiffen up, fall back, lose consciousness. An atonic seizure is kind of just the opposite. You lose all muscle tone in your body and you collapse and convulse. They're called drop attacks. And during that time, you're also fully conscious. You just have no control over the limbs of your body. So I wasn't aware that there were such seizures. I guess they're a very rare form of seizures, making up 1% of the type of seizures people can experience. I'm like, yes, 1%, here we go. So, but the medical staff was absolutely great. They kept saying amazing things. Like when they called my family, they were like, oh, he's such a joy. I go in his room sometimes just to catch a break. Because I try to make it like it's already a crazy situation. It doesn't have to be miserable. So we went back to my room, or one of the things that they kept saying was I was a breath of fresh air. And when I texted my aunt that, she ended up saying that's what they said about my grandmother when she was in the hospital. And like that made me cry. But yeah, and it was kind of like, yeah, that was a moment right there. But once the information started going public, what I did first was I texted prayer requests out to everybody who I knew would be able to get prayer requests out as soon as possible. And I have been reading the comments on those videos, and I will be responding to them as well. It was super sweet, everything I read, and I mean, the prayers definitely helped. It kept me motivated. And overall, while this situation was absolutely terrifying, it really helped me see just how many people love and support me. And I just really hope nothing like this happens again. But if it does, that is all good, because God can use it for his will, his glory. And while I was there, I basically talked to everyone I possibly could about Jesus. So I was like, if I'm here, we gotta be doing something productive. So that is how Thursday basically went. Now, Thursday night was another situation completely unrelated. My IV came unplugged, detached at some point while I was sleeping. I have no idea why this didn't trigger an alarm or anything, but basically I woke up and my hospital gown was drenched in blood. My bed was drenched in blood. There was a puddle of blood by the bed. it just got everywhere. So I lost quite a bit of blood. And the nurse, because she's like, I can't believe you were so calm about it. Because when I went out, I was like, excuse me, ma'am, when you get a moment, there's blood everywhere. And she's like, I can't believe you were that calm. But yeah, so that was a whole other thing. And then just because it, again, we have to do the funny parts of this story. So this got all over my boxers that I was wearing. And of course, I arrived via ambulance, so I did not have a change of underwear. Y'all, they put me in a freaking diaper. Whatever. So that's basically what we're looking at. I have to see a neurologist when I get back to Pennsylvania. I have to see an orthopedic surgeon on my shoulder. And I think there's one more specialist that I have to see. But overall, you know, God is good, and he definitely was there. The company that I work for has been absolutely amazing. The district manager, when she found out, she actually drove 7 hours just to come see me in the ER. They had me off work until Monday. And they're also paying me for this time off without taking it from my sick pay, which is incredibly sweet. It's gonna take time to see how things go. I appreciate and ask for continued prayer in all of this. If anybody knows or has any advice on anything that I described, whether it be the fracture to the rotator cuff or also the seizure-esque type episode, if they've heard of anything like what I described or anything like that, I'd appreciate knowing. That way I can have that conversation with my neurologist. But yeah, I know there's been a lot of concerned messages sent my way, and trust I will get around to all those. And again, all the love and support is very much appreciated. I pictured this trip going a million ways. This was not one of them, but it is all good. Everything happens for a reason. I always look for the lesson in it all of how God's going to use it. And so I right now am just kind of chilling in my hotel room. I was gonna try to go to the Baltimore Aquarium, but you know, these last few days have really whooped me, guys. And one thing that I was told at the hospital that I definitely have to do better, because I think everybody who knows me knows how overwhelmed I've been with my to-do list. I feel like I have a million things on my plate and have not been able to commit to even one. I've spread myself very, very thin unintentionally, just because a lot of blessings and stuff happen in the turn of the new year. At the same time, some tragedy. So I think the mixture of dealing with grief, as well as now maintaining a YouTube channel in the midst of also working with a full-time job, while also having all these other responsibilities that I undertook, and also renting an apartment I've had now for 2 months and have yet to even move a single item in. I think I've just very much took on too much, and I think that also caught up with me. And so it is what it is. I'm going to try to kind of take a step back from things at the moment and build on what I can manage and then take it from there. I think kind of having so many commitments to so many people right now, in my unwillingness to say no, has burnt me out to an unhealthy place. I've basically, from the time that I go until the time that I crash, it's not even till I go to sleep, it's till I crash, because I try to get everything I possibly can in every second. It's just a bit much, and so I'm gonna have to make some decisions and have conversations and see what we can do about all that. But overall, my goals with YouTube continue to stay the same. I will continue to fight for the gospel, and I will continue to try to push out content. My content has been very delayed over the last couple of months, again, just dealing with the loss of my grandmother and then some other things that kind of slowed me down, and just kind of the busyness of trying to balance a work schedule. It's just been a lot. But that's okay. Again, many blessings. I just realized, oh golly, I didn't realize until I just reached down to itch my foot. I think I lost a toenail when all this happened. Because it was definitely there a couple of days ago. Oh golly. All right, well, we'll worry about that later. That distracted me, sorry. Yeah. So I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, guys, I would just continue to ask for prayers. So I'm going to see who has hopped in the chat. And so Rachel Menifee, hello. Adam. Lisa. Alrighty, see here. Allie, hello. Ouch. Beauty for Ashes, hello. WTOM04, good to see you. Doki doki. Josie. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the well wishes. Shelly. Ben. Ciao. Spider Monkey. Yeah. All right. And if I missed anyone, let me know in the chat. I'm just scrolling, seeing faces. I think I got everybody. All right. Perfect. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your kind words. So one thing that I was planning on doing that I did not have the chance to do, I had no idea before I came out here that Baltimore was where the Ouija board was invented. So there's a lot of crazy satanic stuff out here. And so I was looking to have conversations with people and see where that went. As far as like getting research to see where that even came from, and like how they feel that it's affected Baltimore. A lot of people talk about how this area just feels very oppressive, and to be honest, it kind of does. It seems very depressing here. So I don't know the story, but I personally wanted to go to Washington, D.C. and have do video presentations on so much of what I've been talking about over the course of the last year when it comes to Washington, D.C. and stuff like that. But that didn't happen. That's okay. We'll do it again. I do have a couple of previous occultists and psychics that I'm planning on having on my channel to discuss some of the new age stuff, because there seems like such a huge influx of it into the church. Yeah, but I think what I'm going to do is just so tomorrow I'm going to be traveling all day, so prayers for safe travel there. Monday I'll be returning to work. Oh, thanks, Chow. Oh, perfect. I'll have to read that later because it's just like he sent I can't click the link back here, but I will go back and find the link. But yeah, I guess there's like he posted a link with the story because it's just like, where did that come from? Who invented it? Like, I really want to know about that. And it's just, I don't know, some really weird stuff out here. I fully believe that just about everyone at the hospital had full intent of caring for me and stuff. So I don't believe there was any mischievousness there, but the system overall, I feel, is very corrupt. There were there's snake decorations and stuff all over this area. Everybody at the hospital was wearing snakes in some fashion. I get it, like the whole medical industry and their logo, which honestly should be alarming in and of itself, but that's a debate for a different day. But even all the way down to one of my coworkers wearing snake earrings, like it just seems snakes are very prominent in this area. And so it's just welcome to the chat, Two Natures. I have not seen you before. Good to see you. Rachel, that's disgusting. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to hop in and give that update because I know a lot of people were concerned. I was concerned. It was my goal to do this last night, but I was just so whooped. I think there's a lot of content creators that know me that like know how difficult this period has been, not being able to be on YouTube as much as I have been. Renee being one of them. So I thought it was very sweet that she did that video. But I think this platform works amazing. This is the platform that I purchased like a month ago. And I have lifetime membership too. So it's one that I don't have to continue to pay monthly fees on. It was a bit of an investment up front, but if it takes away that monthly fee, I'm okay with that. So hopefully it just stays consistent. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to leave it here tonight and make plans to come back. I'm just not entirely sure what that's going to look like right at this moment, but it will definitely be happening, and we'll have plenty of great conversations that make up for the time lost. But until then, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you again for all your prayers. I love you all,